keynote address. Let's have the entertainment for a brief entertainment interlude.
Hello, hello, hello. Hello, hello. Wakati mbagari wangalo batata. Nda shabali maduni mwendo hapa na mwana. Jirandene mugashama yoba. Keji chuma bamba bashaga inde jirandene. Nabatata mwanza mababunganya bantu. Makansera ali kujomo kumonse. Southern Province okopa peoti bonse mbwabere. Baba majirandene. Umbana mboma gajamba bashaga inde mwatali gokuganana. Onkambe yanu yonsembo iberere. Ma minister onsembo aberere. Obama MP onsembo aberere. Mwatali gokuganana, mwatali gokwambaola. Pele numagajanga kujoma udyabuswa bashaga inde. Ma MP minister maganza makwa Kenyuna. Nabatata CTF nje itwa Kenyuna. Bangu gasauta mijero no murigo nanu wala mwana wangu chagi mwimbu no murigo mono mapani no murigo no nazo ashaga inde no sebo mbelele si alubala no wala mwana wangu no murigo babama nabashaga inde okopa peoti la hatari gauganana bala mbalu bana Zambia no mayuthi no makansela ambuli na soti sana jamba bashaga inde batali gokugana na kumulomo shaga inde mananga ere mulombana inda kulembera twelegera masubade sautali wa magulo bada mubayita bashaga inde numaye mupinu makansera natwangane kumilimo natwangane nubalombana bashaga inde CTF batali gakuyungiye ya mseuru mwaga kamana bashaga inde bakali mugukenyuna pele na mwaga bashaga inde bayungiyaga iji yunu jabizwa balabiga soti sana sana
Thank you very, very much. A warm round of applause. Wonderful entertainment. A true definition of one Zambia, one nation. Salt Sana found itself into that song. And thank you also for your generosity. That contribution will go a mighty long way. At this time, please join me in welcoming to the lectern to give remarks and also to assist in raising our guest of honor, the Honorable Minister of Local Government and Rural Development, Honorable Gibt Simunza Sialualo, Member of Parliament.
Your Excellency, the President of the Republic of Zambia, allow me, Mr. President, before I delve into my speech, just to inform you, Mr. President, that these councillors you see are my friends. These councillors, Mr. President, you see are my workmates. There is no gap between my office and that of councillors because I value their input. When they complain, when a councillor complains, Mr. President, just know that the complaint is genuine. The President of the Republic of Zambia, Mr. Hakainde Hichilema, Cabinet Ministers present, Provincial Minister for Lusaka Province, Honorable Shehu Mliata, Secretary to the Cabinet, Mr. Patrick Angwa, Members of Parliament present, the Mayor of the City of Lusaka, Her Worship, Ms. Chilando Chitangala, other mayors present and council chairpersons, chairpersons of service commissions, permanent secretary present, members of the UPND Alliance Council of Presidents, members of the European Management Committee, the District Commissioner for Lusaka, and the other district commissioners present, Local Government Association of Zambia Executive Committee members, the honorable councillors, my dear colleagues, senior government officials, members of the media, invited guests, ladies and gentlemen. Mr. President, it is my honor and privilege to deliver these opening remarks as we gather under the leadership of you, Mr. President, the President of the Republic of Zambia, for the important engagement with councillors. Allow me on the outset to express our sincere appreciation to you, Mr. President, for convening this meeting and for the continued commitment to strengthening local governance. The engagement reflects the Presidency's firm belief that sustainable national development begins at the grassroots level within our communities, wards, and municipalities. Mr. President, the local government system in Zambia has evolved since independence, and we are at a point now where your administration took a bold decision to implement decentralization by devolution. Many successful governments in the past failed to actualize this important step in local governance. The New Dawn administration board decision was necessary in order to fast-track the developmental agenda at the local level and reduce on developmental inequalities that had existed for a very long time. I am happy, Mr. President, to report to you that my minister continues to provide the necessary support to our local authorities to ensure that they are able to effectively discharge their responsibility of delivering municipal services to the people they serve. Mr. President, the minister has been given the mandate of ensuring that the new Dawn's policy of decentralization by devolution does not fail. To this effect, a number of programs like the Constituency Development Fund have been enhanced by your administration to ensure that local people not only develop their areas, but are also, or rather get a fair share of the national resource. My minister has achieved quite a lot, Mr. President, in terms of implementation of CDF, with the CDF utilization now going above 86%. For instance, the commencement of expanded CDF in 2022, your government has delivered 855,438 desks to schools across the country. By the way, Mr. President, these desks, no desk was imported. They were manufactured locally by Zambians themselves. Thank you so much, Mr. President. Similarly, CDF projects under the health, education, water and sanitation have been implemented across the country with an average of 5 projects per ward. Mr. President, this is unprecedented. You multiply 5 projects average. I wanted to be very economic with margins, very economical. 5 projects per ward, Mr. President, by 1,858 wards. It is giving me the total of 9,290 projects done under your administration since 2022. Very commendable, Mr. President. Mr. President, at the center of driving this development at the local level are civic leaders, my colleagues, who I must say discharge their duties under very difficult conditions. A councillor is a foot soldier. May I repeat, a councillor is a foot soldier whose duties in the ward extend beyond the normal working hours, and one has to attend to various aspects of development issues at what level. Grassroots, Mr. President, see government in councillors. I repeat, Mr. President, the grassroots or people in our wards, they see councillors as government. Mr. President, a councillor combines both civic and political duties. The little allowances that they get cannot be compared to the amount of work that they put in. Mr. President, I repeat, the little allowances that they get cannot be compared to the amount of work that is put on their shoulders. In view of the increased responsibilities given to the councillors through the many programs they are coordinating at local level, I'm glad, Mr. President, to report to you that my ministry has concluded a review of their various allowances our civic leaders get, and soon we shall be reporting to you for further consideration. Our report, Mr. President, has been Mr. President, it is my considered view that this measure will motivate our civic leaders as they strive to deliver development at the local level. To you, councillors, my dear colleagues, my workmates, my friends, you are the bridge between the government and the people. You carry the responsibility of translating national priorities into tangible improvements in the delivery of services to citizens. The work you do in service delivery, infrastructure development, community mobilization and accountability is central to achieving our shared developmental goals. Today's meeting provides an opportunity to reaffirm our collective commitment to responsible and transparent governance, strengthen coordination between national and local government structures, reflect on progress made and candidly address existing challenges, and align our efforts towards accelerated service delivery and conclusive development. As we listen to His Excellency the President of the Republic of Zambia address, I encourage all councillors to engage openly and constructively. Let us use this platform to deepen collaboration, share innovative solutions, and renew our dedication to ethical leadership and people-centered service. Mr. President, we are confident that your guidance today will further inspire and equip our councillors We are confident, Mr. President, that your guidance today will provide further or inspire and equip our councillors to discharge their mandate with excellency, integrity, and renewed energy. With these few remarks, it is my distinct honor to invite you, Mr. President, to address the gathering.
Yes, Bali is here. Welcome, Mr. President. Lero ledabwa wonsa wami bangwele twala izandamuna lero muledabwa twala izandamuna lero muledabwa wonse abani bangwele twala izandamuna lero muledabwa twala izandamuna lero muledabwa.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, colleagues. May we take our seats, please? May we take our seats? Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Let me acknowledge the Minister of Local Government, who has just spoken and has excited councillors. Let me acknowledge Okay, guys. Okay, my dear colleagues, I understand where you are coming from. I understand. And that is why we are here to dialogue. I understand where. Yes, yes. Thank you. Thank you very much. So I was just saying I recognize the Minister of Local Government who has just spoken. Let me acknowledge ahead of everybody else after the Minister, the councillors of Zambia in all the 10 provinces of Zambia. We recognize cabinet colleagues that are here and indeed provincial ministers, secretary of cabinet, members of parliament. I have seen a number of members of parliament here. We recognize you. Thank you for being here so that we can dialogue together with the councillors because it's a package, it's a team. Let me recognize also the mayor of Lusaka. I've seen her seated somewhere there. Thank you, Mayor. Recognize other mayors, council chairpersons that may be here. Since we're talking about local government, it is important we recognize this. May I also acknowledge service commissions or commissioners that are here, senior government officials. Indeed, if there are any political party colleagues here, UPND, other opposition parties, this is a constitutional democracy, so we accept that there will be always other political parties in our dispensation. So that's fine with us. So we also want to acknowledge, indeed, other senior staff who may be here from local authorities. If they're here, local authorities, those who manage the councils where these councillors are working from. It's important to acknowledge them as well because they have a role to play. District commissioners that are here, senior government officials, I said already, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, the media who are extremely important. What is happening today is not being followed only in Lusaka. It's being followed across the country. 10 provinces of our country, our beloved country, and I must say the world as well, through the media. So we must always appreciate the work that the media does. So media, thank you for the work that you're doing for the country and the people throughout. Ladies and gentlemen, let me start by acknowledging those that have spoken already, the messages that have delivered. Thank you very much. But I must say that this meeting was called by this president. I want to say that this meeting was called by this president in the spirit of the president's being open to stakeholders across the country. Irrespective of political parties, all of these councillors were elected by the people of Zambia. And we respect the decision of the people of Zambia in 2021, August 12. So we are here and we have to work together to deliver for the people. In working together to deliver for the people, we have to dialogue. We have to talk to each other. We have to understand the operating circumstances that each one of us find ourselves in as we deliver that part of the total package to the people of Zambia. This is the president who has opened State House to all stakeholders. You see students come in there, unions come in there, chiefs come in there, churches come in there, MPs we meet, we dialogue with MPs of all political parties. Why should we not dialogue with these councillors? So, councillors, as the Minister of Local Government has said, live with the people. They are part of local government. So therefore, the local government where you councillors operate from And we at the central government level must work together in partnership. And I'm talking about a true partnership. I'm not talking about symbolism. I'm talking about a true partnership, working together to deliver services, benefits for the population. Anyone who is elected in public office must know that your first call is to serve the people, not ourselves. I've always said that we in public office must understand that national interest comes first. And once we've dealt with national interest, our own interests down there will be taken care of. Simple and straight. So today, to us, is a special day that we can dialogue with our councillors from across the country, irrespective of political party representation, so that we can engage on how we can deliver better for the people of Zambia. And this is the first time this initiative has ever happened since independence. So clearly we are moving forward. We are moving forward. As I said, dialogue is essential to improve service delivery for the people. You will see some of the comments I'm going to make here. There are certain things that are mandatory by we, the councillors, mayors, irrespective of which political party you come from, chairpersons rather, of council, ministers, and this fellow speaking here, the president. There are certain minimums that we need to deliver for the people, especially at the grassroots level. And I'll be mentioning some of these. This is part of the dialogue that we would like to share, issues we would like to share during this engagement. Because standards, minimum standards, will help deliver the country, move the country forward, the whole country, not parts of the country, the whole country. And that's important. So, the role of local authorities can never be underestimated, especially under this UPND New Dawn government. We are very clear from opposition days that when we take public office, we will drive decentralization. We will drive service delivery closer to the people through local authorities. Isn't it? This is very, very important for us to understand that local authorities play a cardinal role in delivering development for the people of Zambia across the country. So local authorities are truly the engine of service delivery. You, the councillors, are central to delivery for the people at that local level. So this engagement was important. You provide, just to mention a few, markets. Markets, any market, anywhere where you go to buy vegetables, tomatoes, that market sits in a local authority somewhere. I hope we appreciate that. Any road, third road or feeder road, sits in a local authority somewhere. Think about that. Think about that. Any school, any learning institution, early childhood learning institutions, which we're introducing now, sit in local authorities. 116 councils. Every early learning institution sits there. Every primary school sits there. Every secondary school sits there. Whether it's public or private, they sit in one of the 116 local authorities. Think about that. Every college, every university sits in a local authority of these 116. Sometimes we live our lives without reflecting on these issues, without thinking through, and we take things for granted. Therefore, the local authority, councils, and these councillors are the basis upon which we can deliver development. Clinics. Clinics. Every clinic, every health facility sits in a council area. I don't think, Minister of Local Government, you realize how big your ministry is. Maybe you should start thinking through these issues. And that's why anyone appointed to be Minister of Local Government, they better be serious. They better be serious. And not just grandstanding around, just happy hours. They must be serious because of the obligation that is placed on the councils to deliver. But that also goes for every councillor here. Must be serious. That goes to every member of parliament here. Must be serious. Mayor, chairperson of the council must be serious. True, every minister comes from a local authority. One Zambia, one nation. Remember that. One Zambia, one nation, one people. We are one people. It's a beautiful country. God loves this country. He mixed us so well in His wisdom. Who can challenge God? Who has the right to challenge God? One Zambia, one nation. These permanent secretaries, you commissioners I've seen here, you come from local authorities. This president comes from a local authority. That's why I was feeding people in Kabulonga, boys, because that's where I vote from. I'm sure you are wondering why I went there. That's where I vote from. Even voting takes place in a local authority. Isn't it? May we clap for these councillors who are holding the fort for us. Viva Councillor, viva! Viva! Viva Councillor, viva! Viva! So, I am just reflecting on how important these councillors, local authorities are to our day-to-day lives. And what these people do can make or break a child. Very important. Water and sanitation. And I'll be talking about that just very soon. Literally, almost everything that happens where these councillors live, in the wards that they represent, everything. Once more, let's clap for these councillors. I am underscoring the importance of the fundamental unity in society. And sometimes we ignore that unity and say it's too small or they're not important. What I'm saying now underscores the centrality of the council as the smallest unit of an elective official in this country under our constitution. And everything germinates from there. Everything emanates from there. Everything comes from there. So we should never forget even where our bed is. After this meeting, we are all going to sleep somewhere in a ward where these people are in charge. That is what motivated this president to engage councillors in this way, so that we can share the vision of development. Shared vision, isn't it? Even the Bible is clear. If two are not agreed, they cannot walk together. Only if they are agreed, they can walk together. So we want to make sure we are agreed with the councillors for us to work and walk together. Invariably, we must be agreed with MPs, irrespective of their political party. Once you are elected, you are a member of the government. All these councillors are members of the Zambian government today. Sometimes we forget. And that's why we pull in different directions when we should pull in one direction, because we were elected to deliver for the people. When we say maternity wing at every health facility, it's mandatory. It's not optional. Every councillor, every member of parliament must ensure that we deliver maternity wings at every health centre. I'm here to walk you through, to tell a story, and that is easier to understand. We must be agreed with councillors, then we work together. We must be agreed with the MPs, then we work together. And working together for what? To deliver for the people of Zambia. And it am quite. Only one reason brought us together. First, God brought us together. Beyond God, to save the people of Zambia in our different roles. Mayors, council chairpersons, we must be agreed in the vision of development for the people in order to work together for delivery. Please understand me. Tomorrow somebody will say, no, HH was talking about one-party state. Icona, man. Icona. I am talking about alignment for delivery for the people. So we work together. But equally, there's nothing wrong to consolidate ourselves so that we can serve the people better. There's nothing wrong. Absolutely nothing wrong. Because what matters is the people. Let me continue. Cabinet, we must be aligned. President must be aligned with the people, God's people, so we can improve their livelihoods. This is how important this afternoon is. Varongovami. Vana Bahes. Mweva Nandi. Banzanga. Nova Sahima. Very simple. Very, very simple. I was figuring out how do I deliver the message for these people. This is the one I chose, so that we can raise the bar. All the time what we see is the people of Zambia. How are we working to make them better? That child who needs to go to school. Simple. One doesn't have to concoct complications in their brain. You sought public office to serve the people. Which people? The Zambian people. Where? All the councils, all the wards, all the local authorities, 116, 10 provinces. Very simple. So anyway, that is really the agenda. If somebody has no water, that somebody sits in one of these wards. One of these councillors therefore need to know. You must be part of the community, you councillors. You are the ones in the community, but you must be part of the community. You can be in the community, but you are aloof. You're not even aware that there's a leaking tap somewhere. You must be close to the community and know that there's no water in that clinic, there's no maternity wing, and quickly you communicate through the channels. You have council meetings, communicate, checklist priorities of development for the people of Zambia. That's the message. I choose to say decentralization for us is part of the fabric of this government. It's not by persuasion, it's by conviction. A lot of governments talked about decentralization for years, but never took the steps to actualize decentralization. This government is taking the steps walking the talk. That is why you see some of the things you take for granted. And I will mention some of them just about now. So, decentralization, devolution, call it what you want, is crucial. We have basically devolved more since we took office, 13 functions, additional functions from central government. From Kangwa's portfolio, we've taken them to you, the local authorities, and to these wards, these councillors here. Embrace these devolved functions, incorporate them in your work, and take them seriously. We have not just devolved these to the councils, we have also provided financial support and other logistics to allow you, the councillors and the councils, to deliver for the people in those devolved functions. Simple. Before, governments will say we are going to do this, we want the council to do this, but no financial support. Ndalama zankala ku Lusaka, function yaenda ku local authority. Then you are asking this council and the council, can you deliver this function? But you have kept the money. One Zambia? You must understand governments, follow through what governments do. That's the distinction. You choose governments to deliver. Walk through and see what these governments are doing, councillors, in your spaces. Check why these things were not done for 57 years. Why they are happening now. Because it's a conviction of this government that that's the right thing to do. Service devolved, resources accompanying that devolved service. I must also say that this devolution will continue. This decentralization will continue. We are only beginning, which will mean that councillors and councils will relatively become more important than before, because they assume more functions, then they become more important than before. So when you were saying what you were saying there, you think you were scoring. You are just saying what we want you to say because we want you to do those things. One Zambia. Viva Councillor, viva! Viva! Viva Councillor, viva! Viva! Are you ready for more work, councillors? Yes. Are you ready for more responsibility? Yes. Tuone manjama councillors who are ready for more responsibility. Wonderful, 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 wonderful. Remember, responsibility comes with accountability. Yes. You are ready for that as well? Yes. Let's see those who are ready to be accountable. Yes. I am ready. Ministers, are you not in the councils? We have just put you back in the councils. You see, their minds are somewhere else. They are just thinking of Parliament. Bill 7 and the new act has taken you back to the councils. So you are councillors here. You are councillors. Yeah. Viva Councillor, viva! Viva! So what we are doing in a very mathematical and calculated way, so that MPs will realize the importance of fellow councillors there. And councillors will realize the importance of MPs who are fellow councillors there. Have you seen now? Why were you arguing against Bill 7? So the circumstance that the councillor there faces, the MP should be part of those circumstances and support the councillors there so that we can deliver better for the people in those councils. I hope you can see the logic there. Let me talk about this instrument. Kanyama kamena permanent now kamba da kanyama kazakula. When we form government, in opposition we were saying CDF when we come into office will be equivalent to $1 million. And a lot of our opposition colleagues, then they were in government, they were saying, we said, no. We know where the money is. Remember? I used to say that in opposition. We used to say, and again, when we come into office, CDF, very important instrument for directing revenue. First, generating revenue through the Central Treasury. After we collect it, we generate it, then we direct it to the local authorities, to you, the councillors, and the local authorities through an instrument, an animal called CDF. And that is why deliberately we said we'll grow it to a level where it will surpass anything you have known in the past. I want to tell you today that in opposition, when we were still there, they didn't agree that it was possible that we can increase CDF to $1 million. And I don't blame them, because that was like a mission impossible, isn't it? They didn't agree, not because they didn't agree with the UPND. No, they just thought that it was too difficult. There was no money, isn't it? But there is the money now. Today, from 1.6 million kwacha per constituents per year to 40 million. Let's see your flags. Let's see your flags. One Zambia, one nation. It was just a pipe dream to some, but for us, it was a clear vision that we are going to shift scarce resources away from wastage and consumption to the local authorities through this instrument called CDF. Please wave your flags again. Wave your flags again. So, at today's exchange rate, where we have strangled the dollar, the kwacha is strangling the dollar, right? The kwacha is strangling the dollar. At today's exchange rate, the CDF that we promised will be equivalent to $1 million, it's well over $2 million per constituents per year. And this CDF is going to all the 156 constituencies without segregation. Under the previous government, the little 1.6 million kwacha was not being given to some UPND constituencies. But today, Luapula is receiving that 2 million per constituency. Northern is receiving, Muchinga is receiving, Eastern is receiving, Central is receiving, Western is receiving, Southern is receiving. That's how you run a country. That is how you run a country. No segregation. Because the child of Nchelenge, the child of Chama, Kambombo, the child of Kashinakaji is my child, is your child, is our child. Are we together? How can any serious government segregate that these will get money, these will not get money, yet there are children in those constituencies and in those wards? I corner man. Some of these things we must never allow ever again in our country. Never again should we regress to that kind of behavior. This is the progress we want. There in Chama South, there is MP Mungandu there. Mwanagwit, Muliuri, Mulimakola Mwanagwit, Taonga Chomeni. He is receiving CDF and is doing a great job with CDF. Can you clap for this MP? Across the country. Clear, straight, but deliberate, intentional. It was never a mistake. We knew we needed to take money from Lusaka and take it to the local authorities, into the constituencies, into the wards. And that's why, relatively, these councillors are now more important than more important now than they were before 2021 election, because they are responsible for more work today. Viva Councillor, viva! Viva! Right. Simple, isn't it? CDF is about the community. It's not about people in Lusaka alone. It's about the community. Where is the community? Everywhere. Every part of Zambia. Everywhere. In Milenge, it's about Milenge. CDF is about Kaputa, Chiengi. CDF is about Chama. It's about Shangombo. It's about Chikalaba. It's about Kashinagash. Yes, Kashinagash. Yes. It's about Chikonkwelo there. Yes. It's about Miluji. It's about Mungomba. That's what it is. For the community. And we must recognize it as such. This president does not want any part of Zambia to be left behind in the development process. That's the responsibility we have. Today, we can talk about desks. The minister mentioned in schools. Kids used to sit on the floor or on a log. Very painful for 3 hours. Very painful. Mwana ngaponzire bwanji. Chibaba kaidi. Uku. Kudown. Chibaba. How can they be attentive in class? And how can any serious government ignore those obligations? That is why this instrument was brought about. More classroom space. More classroom space. More bursaries through CDF. For the first time in the history of this country, every constituency, those councillors can sit in the council and those kids who are in boarding in every constituency and every ward at their level. That's why I'm saying those councillors are more important now than they were before. Munokumbwa ma councillors. Mutwire. Mule kutika. Yeah, we know you are more important. But carry that importance with responsibility. With accountability. That's a message. Embrace the whole package. Today, we are talking about free education. Again, another instrument policy that colleagues in government then said was not possible. Today, we are talking about free education. And because of that policy, an additional 2.3 to 2.5 million children have gone back to school. Are you not proud of that? Where are these kids? Where are they going to school? They are in the wards where these councillors are. Viva Councillor, viva! Viva! Viva Councillor, viva! Viva! More teachers. More teachers. Meal allowances. School feeding program. One Zambia. These things are emotional. God didn't make me to show emotions, but inside I feel it. That where were these kids going to be if we did not take them back to in 2-3 years' time? What are they going to be? Yamayo, in Isoka. What were those kids going to be? Why? Which parent would like their children become junkies in their eyes? A fellow like me, you think I can allow that to happen? That's why this government brought about free education. And who is responsible for implementing it at a local level? It is these councillors. That's why this dialogue today is important. These councillors and those councillors, including MPs. When I was in Kabolonga Boys at the feeding program, I said, I want councillors You can't enjoy good messaging only today. Here is a responsibility, and I'm asking you to carry it. When you go back, check in the communities which child is not going to school. Bring that child to school. Bring that child back to school, so we can save that child from negative behavior, from early marriages, if it's a girl child. Go and into the community. This is what Bali is saying. Go back in the communities. Check the communities. Take a walk there. Observe the behavior of the children there. You see a child not going to school, approach the parents or guardians. Bring those children to school. One Zambia, one nation. That is our child. That's a citizen of Zambia. Those are the ones who put us in office through their parents or siblings who vote. Certainly that's the way I see things myself. We see things differently, same thing differently. That's how I see things myself. And I want to encourage all of you to see things that way. Councillors, MPs, mayors, council chairpersons, ministers, all of us. Two cannot work together unless they agreed. We need to agree on these things. PSs. The reason you are PS is to save that child. It's not just for the salary at a month end. You are PS because of a salary. No. You are PS for service delivery. In that ministry, you must address the needs of these local authorities and the councils and councillors. That's what we're in office for. If you don't want to do that, don't accept a public job. Ikale nivye banga ndamu, ikale vye tondolo, maikala vye tondolo. Tekwa ngala uko. This is not a joke. Dialogue, very important for delivery, to better how we deliver for the people of Zambia. See what the school feeding program is doing now. It's creating a market for farmers. Naimwema councillors, mule lima. Mule lima. Muzirima. Oloka wani hekta chabe, ndiwe councillor uzirima kawani hekta chabe. Wagulisa ku school feeding program. We feed our child. Then they can be more attentive in school. Then they can get better grades. Are you surprised that last year, since independence, public schools produced the highest passing mark? Can we clap for this minister? Can you stand up? Let's clap for this minister. Where are the PSs? Agriculture, sorry, education. Keep standing. Education. Keep standing. Hima. The PSs, where are the PSs education? Balikuni, they are not here. Let's clap for this minister, and we clap for the pupils, we clap for the parents, we clap for the guardians. Let's clap for them. One Zambia. And last year, the province that got #1 more better grades was Eastern Province. Can we clap for Eastern Province? Councillors, you should be aware of these things and the connections. School feeding program is important. And I'm happy now you are fulfilling what Avena Kopala Avanandi, Zambia Kumukaka. Now we are including milk on the menu. One opposition leader was posting after Kabulonga saying, see, HH is foolish. How can you go and feed the kids beans and vegetables? So I said, but who is foolish? Me, I eat beans in my house. What's wrong with this? Who is foolish now? One who is feeding hungry children and one who is just yapping outside there. The community will know who is foolish, isn't it? Kids were missing school because they were hungry. Now the attendance has gone up. Attention has gone up. pass rates have gone up. Everything is calculated. Everything. Sort sana. One Zambia. Councillors, you got my message. Let's be truly members of the grassroots community across the country. We're going through exciting times as a country. I see it, I feel it, I can touch it. I would like you to touch it as leaders in our grassroots communities. Truly understand your words and the people that live there and the challenges they face. This year's rain has brought about little bridges going. Councillors should be the first one to say that bridge is likely to go because this condition is not good. How do you know? Because you go around. Because you go around. Your duties are growing by the day. This even. Well, there are more things that we need to deliver for the community. We've delivered clinics, health centers, but we need more. We need more desks. We need more of these things. We need them. More boreholes for clean water. Equipment for road maintenance is there. Do not allow that equipment to sit and grass is growing under it. Councillors, make sure those road grading capacity are being utilized. You were crying about fuel. In this year's budget, we put fuel there. Maintain the feeder roads. You should know which road is the worst, and you must have scheduling that this year we are going to do these roads as priority. Not to enda ukafye. By chance, communities are calling you there. No, that is if you are the true leader of the community. Know which roads are priority and take them to council chamber meetings and schedule them in there. And if each one of the 116 councils are doing that, then the country will have better feeder roads, isn't it? Because every road, remember what I said, sits in a council area. Since the KK days, Super Kenny's days, this is the first time a government is delivering yellow machines in the councils. First time ever. Olo tapasoswa. Olo tawamba. Katwamba kumbali. Tatwanda wambira kumbali twambira ntangalala. That's not French. What I'm saying, we must talk about these things openly. One Zambia, tulelanda, tizikamba, bulela, sichaba saku utwa. One Zambia, one Zambia. Go ahead. That is not French, that is the Zambian language. Manja. That's all I'm saying. I'm not speaking French. We need more markets, more police stations to fight crime. More and more. Based on population, based on distance. We can do it. But we need to plan these things properly. We need to schedule them properly. We need to then fuse them into the budgeting. Councillors, councils, for the first time, colleagues, again, since independence, we have 3 dedicated vehicles per constituency which work in your wards. What are those? Police vehicle, CDF vehicle, number 2. Number 3? Clap for everybody. So you are following me. So let me repeat. CDF monitoring vehicle to allow MPs when they're in parliament, to allow councillors when you are in the chamber for work to continue happening out there. CDF, yes, onayo. CDF vehicle. Never conceived before, never. I remember in our cabinet meeting when we made these suggestions, the president made these suggestions, there were arguments there, hot arguments. In the end, it's done. So CDF monitoring vehicle, if a pump, a borehole has a broken pump, that Land Cruiser can pick the new pump and the fitter who is trained from the skills training now and go and fit it while the MP is in parliament, the councillor is in the chamber. Delivery. It's all about delivery. You have a police vehicle for law and order. 3, you have now an ambulance, a beautiful ambulance. And all these 3 vehicles they are all Land Cruisers vehicles. We didn't bring any other vehicle because we realize the circumstances out there. It's all planning. It's not by chance. Are we together? I can go on. We need supervision. Councillors, when a school is being done, a clinic is being done, we are noticing some poor quality work going on there. We need monitoring, supervision. Since you have now taken an additional role, responsibility as councillors, we need you to be out there where the construction is taking place to make sure that projects are being done at the right cost. We are doing classrooms 1 by 3 in certain areas at 600,000. In other areas at 2 million kwacha. Kiskamang. What's the issue? Yes, we recognize the differences in transport costs where you buy materials. You can isolate all of those. Kaumbwe MP, we need to monitor these things so that when we isolate the transport cost, the cost of cement, based on a location, the rest must be pari passu, ceteris paribus. All things being equal, there must be a comparative cost. Check for these things. Number 2, check for the quality of the work. Chairman, Civil Service Commission, we must be together. We must understand these things. We must be together. Tomorrow you say, what was the president saying? No, he was just talking rubbish. We must be together. So 1 is the cost, 2 is the quality, 3 is what? Let me see if people follow. 3 is number what? Deliver on time, isn't it? So let's repeat. The cost must be right. 2, the quality must be correct. 3, must be delivered on time. Productivity is the function of activity multiplied by time. That's what productivity is all about. You can't be building a 1 by 3 classroom for 8 months, for 1 year. What is happening there? One Zambia? Let's be serious, colleagues. These are public resources we're talking about. Let's bring in quality contractors, not the one we know who may be of poor quality. Let's bring quality, ultimately service to the people of your wards, of the constituencies and the districts. That's my call, my ask for you. Sanitation, cleanliness is next to godliness. We have too much dirt in our communities. Too much. If you call, that's the correct word, isn't it? Am I pronouncing it correctly? We live next to dirt and we walk over dirt every day. Where I work from there, State House, every week we are cleaning that lane between the two lanes there, that island there. You clean today, the following day is litter all over. That is in a council area called Lusaka District. Lusaka Central Constituency. Kabulonga Ward. Am I right? Is that Kabulonga Ward or is it in Kabwata? Lubwa Ward. Where there's a councillor. Where? Lubwa Ward councillor, where are you? You see what I was saying now? Moving from a superficial understanding, the province Zambia, State House is in Zambia, where in Lusaka province, where in Lusaka district, where in Lusaka Central. In which ward? Lubwa Ward. There is the councillor. That's why it's important to make sure that people are not throwing litter there from their cars. Lusaka people, you are difficult. But we want to make sure that now every ward we take responsibility for cleanliness in that area across the country. So when we break down work like that, it will become easy, isn't it? Very easy. Because there will be responsibility and accountability at the local level. So councillors, in Lusaka City Council, let's sit and talk about how we clean Lusaka up. Lusaka is not in the air, it is in a particular ward. The garbage heaps we see in Lusaka. There's a ward there, there's a constituency there, there's Lusaka Council there, or Kafue Council, or Chongwe, or Rufunsa. I'm only giving an example of where I work from. If you come to my yard where I live, I work in State House, but I live in the community house. I know a lot of people made noise and they even took me to court twice. Why does he live in the community house? It's better I live where I have lived before. Even if I'm dreaming in the night, I know where the toilet is in the night. Then my mind will be freer when I'm working in the people's office. That is the people's State House. Come to my area there anytime. Don't make an appointment. Pass through that road. You will find from the beginning of our property up to the end, there's no paper there. We clean there. And we take responsibility to clean. So I would like the councils, councillors, councils, council chairpersons, mayors, MPs, when you sit in those councils, decide, make decisions on how each one of the residents of your ward, your constituents will be cleaning around their house or around their factory there. Let us paint our properties. Come to my property, is painted. Everybody must paint. Bylaws. Clean. There must be no abandoned buildings because that's where junkies go and do things there. Councillors, that's the message. There must be no abandoned buildings where nobody works from a building, nobody knows what is happening. What if the criminals are cooking crimes in there? Who should know those things? It's the local authorities. It's the councillor. It's the MPs. It's the mayor. Mayor. Before you go for your political meeting, first check on these things, that these things are working properly. Because the people who voted for us want to see a clean Lusaka, a clean Chama, a clean Kabompo, a clean, Kawambwa. That is the issue. That's why I asked for this meeting. You are the frontliners, councillors. I'm not joking. Nothing is difficult. Each one cleans where they operate from. The council should know who owns this property. It's there in the database. It's there. And that's why we want to digitize this country's activities now. All councils, by end of next year, we must all go digital. Government platforms must go digital so that you can easily go in the database and say, who owns that empty plot there, that empty house where criminals are meeting in the night? And you use a digital platform to call them to say, can you work on your property? By the way, local government minister, I say to you what I said to your predecessor. These council rates are too high. That's why people are not paying. We need to lower the council rates. You lower the tariff, you collect more. And then we put them on digital collection systems. We'll collect more money. Councillors, please, don't vote for higher council rates when you are not collecting. The reason you are not collecting is, amongst those many, is the rates are too high. Let's have moderate rates, but efficiencies in collection. Digital platforms will allow us to do that. Then you collect more revenue. That's how tax theory works. A fair tax rate, higher collections, and you will have more money. It sounds contradictory, it's not. That's how it works. That's the theory of tax. A fair tax, easy to collect, affordable, people will pay, and you will have more money. Barongoban, this is the issue. This is the issue. Markets where we buy our vegetable food, there's too much debt there. There's a smelly heap here of garbage. Our mother is selling tomatoes here and onions. What do you think is happening in between? Your fly is here, your food here. Even cooked food. Let us have hygiene as a priority. Toilets. We should be able, a visitor should be able to walk in a toilet in a market. Now there's solar. Put a borehole, there's CDF. Sink a borehole at a market there and put toilets, male, female, flush toilets. You can even charge a small fee so that you earn some money there. But the toilet must be clean. A ward councillor must make sure that the markets, public places, bus stops in their place, toilets are functional, they are clean. If they are not, get CDF to sink a borehole there and put toilets. Don't spend money in the air. You know what I mean. On frivolous things. Spend money where essentials exist. We talked already about garbage collection. Then you are becoming more important day by day as councillors. If you have a friend, you councillors, I'm one of them. If you're friends, I'm one of them. See this fellow here as your friend. We understand your circumstances. We want to support you, but let's support each other. Are we agreed? You know, this nation is on the move. No question about it. This country is on the move. Your country is on the move. Some people refuse to see things, even when they are obvious. Just do a comparison. Where was this country in 2021? Where is it today? You don't have to be schooled. You don't have to be too intelligent to know that there's an upward movement. All parameters are there. It does not matter what political party you support. Simple numbers. Simple even what the eye can see. That now marketeers can operate without someone beating them every day in the market. That's an improvement. But don't allow somebody to urinate outside instead of going in the toilet. For them to go in the toilet must be clean. It must have water. Simple. I want to urge councils that these simple activities are doable. Councillors, take it personal, make it personal that I can make a contribution. I can change my council, my ward. Don't have meetings, council meetings which are superficial. Kamba chabe, ndani uyo, ujaenda na mukabene uja, timuziba. Those things have their own time. In the council meetings, make sure that the councils discuss serious businesses. The agenda of the councils must be serious businesses. Don't allow frivolous agenda items on the council, in the council meetings. Don't allow that. Take it personal. Go to the chair of the council that this agenda item is negative. Let's bring positive agenda items for development. Let me give you a gist that at a national level, the economy is on the move. The country is on the move. You can see it yourself. I told you earlier that we are beating the dollar every day. The kwacha is hammering the dollar every day. But it's not by chance. It's all worked out. Because our mines are back, they are earning more foreign exchange, the supply of foreign exchange improves. Also, we are pushing down the import bill, which demand more dollars. How? Manufacture fertilizer here, manufacture pharmaceuticals here. That's what we're doing. Right? That's what we're doing. This country will be the first country on the African continent to manufacture a cholera vaccine. We are on the road to doing that. When we have cholera, when we have vaccine which we import, now this vaccine will be made here. And we've done a deal with the AU that I'm the champion anyway, SADC and AU champion for cholera. So, on your behalf, we've now agreed that Zambia will be the country producing the cholera vaccine on the African continent so that they can all buy from here. Right? Others will produce COVID vaccines. Others will produce other things. This is how we want Africa to be organized now. That's our contribution. And you citizens, councillors, must be proud of that. You must be proud of that. Yeah? So, the economy is stabilizing, macro stability, fiscal consolidation, single-digit inflation from 23%. Right? We're only concerned about the war in Iran now, which could drive fuel prices up. You've seen what we've been doing to the pump price. We've been pushing the pump price down. And it's based on 3 parameters only, councillors. Part of this interaction for you to gather data so you can take it back to your wards and explain to people. Right? 3 factors only. 1 is the exchange rate, which we're doing well. 2 is the cost of transporting fuel. That's why we're pushing more pipeline space, which is cheaper than road transportation. 3 is the international price of fuel. We are doing well on 1 and 2. Now on 3, the war in Iran is causing an increase in the fuel price. Then that is beyond us. We don't support war. We don't support conflict. But that's beyond us. These 2 which we are managing reasonably will continue. But the international prices, we all hope this war will come to an end quickly so that it doesn't shoot up the price of fuel and distort our inflation issues and other costs of doing business and living issues. Otherwise, your government is doing its best to bring down the price of fuel. And we've demonstrated that. So, my councillors, take this message as you go out in the communities. So, now, this your government, UPND, New Dawn government is saying, going forward, we now want to see provincial economies. We want to see the growth of every province. I heard my friend there saying Luapula is moving, isn't it? You're inviting us to the show, Expo. We want to see every province utilizing its resources to contribute to economic growth. Each one of the 10 provinces, without exception. Councillors, take that into account. What you do in the chamber would affect the growth of the province you come from, the constituency you come from, district constituents, and the ward you come from. So take positive decisions there. Don't take just consumption decisions all the time, consumption. Take investment decisions there. On your council meetings, you want to see projects there. You want to see projects that will lead to growth in your province, starting with your ward and constituents and districts. That's where this government is going now. And that's how we'll explode the growth of this country's economy. With that explosion, more jobs. 1. 2, business opportunities. 3, treasury income to support the weak, the sick, the old, and the children in school, free education. That's what it is. Councillors must understand this vision. Two cannot work together unless they agreed. Mule kutika sana. You are picking something from this meeting. So, that's what we're saying. Provincial economies. Let's work together. Let's improve the quality of discussions in the council chambers, as is in parliament, as is in cabinet. That's what we're saying here. And we can't do that without the councillors. How can you do that without the councillors? It's been a mistake for too long to drive development, leaving the councillors behind. It's been a mistake. And that's what we are correcting. Viva Councillor, viva! Viva! Viva Councillor, viva! Viva! Thank you. Let me move towards closure. Right? So, regional economies, provinces, districts, constituencies, wards. When you go back to the next council meeting, look at the agenda. What is this? How does this bring development in my ward and constituents and districts? Ask questions. Don't say, no, the council secretary has already proposed this agenda. The council secretary is not elected. It's you and me who are elected who must deliver to the people. When you and I don't deliver, the voters will take us out. The council secretary will remain there. So the council secretary works for us. Council secretary works for you, the councillors. You must dictate the agenda. Simple. Epela ndita mkwai. Namagani. Kaga ambao. I hear some saying, no, they found us here. Civil servants, Kangwa. They found us here. After elections, they will go, they will leave us. We are going nowhere. We are here. We are here. We are going nowhere with these councillors. We are here. Which parent or guardian doesn't want free education? Which parent doesn't want a classroom? Which parent doesn't want their child to sit on a desk? So can we change the narrative that we who are asked to change this country via elections must dictate the agenda for development? That's the issue. Two cannot work together unless, that's why councillors are here, so that we can work together and deliver development in your wards. As I was saying, if a classroom is being built in your ward and there's no cement there, the floor is peeling off, who the voters in your ward blame? They'll blame you. So don't allow the council secretary or engineering director to do those things there. Don't allow them to do those things. One Zambia, one nation. Let us work hard. Let us work hard. Councillors, let us work hard. Right? MPs, let us work hard. Council, mayors, council chairpersons, cabinet, president, let us work hard for the people of Zambia. And we are one team. I'll come to that as I close. Now, I want to thank these councillors here for the work we have done so far. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, councillors. I want to thank the elected officials also, councillors, MPs, mayors, council chairpersons, for the efforts we have been making towards delivering development for our people. But we can do more. There's a lot more to be done. Are we together? There's a lot more to be done. I have heard the submission. I told Levy there, I said, Levy. Viva Councillor, viva! One Zambia, one nation. So I have heard, I told Levy, once the councillor from Kawambwa spoke, he spoke for all of you. There was no need to go province by province. But people were not catching the spirit of the environment. We caught it. I want to say to you, we caught the spirit. We heard what your colleague has said. Can we clap for your friend there? We heard. You have also heard what this government is doing to work to develop this country. To also your role as councillors. Clearly from what we have said here, your roles and responsibilities have increased over time. Isn't it? And your responsibility. Given that we are one team, I have asked Secretary to the Cabinet and Minister to look into those issues that we mentioned there. One Zambia, to look into your conditions of service. That instruction has gone already. The local government PS says there's some things that have been cooked already, but I want us to cook properly, then we can put salt. We can put salt there. One Zambia, one nation. So we will take account the conditions the country is in, all the challenges we have put together, plus the challenges of the councillors. And then we'll look into them from one basket, because that's how it works. So we did not shut our ears when you were talking. Let us, therefore, continue doing what is right, including councils. I would like the councils to move away from spending money and spending only. We want you to vote for projects which will generate revenue for councils, such as the solar projects. It will generate revenue, not just lighting, but revenue for the councils as well. That's what we want you to shift your expenditure, so that you are not waiting for the Minister of Finance only to cut checks, equalization fund, this and that. councils can also use CDF now to generate revenue to improve the resources available to the councils, including those resources that can remunerate the councils better. That's what we're saying. You heard me. Local government, let us be ingenious. Let us be revenue-oriented. Central government will provide the support so that the working environment for councillors, for everybody, is improved. That is the issue. It's very simple. I've said to that Minister of Finance and all cabinet, our agenda now is economic growth, growth and more growth. Then we can support the things that we want at a ward level, councillor level, and district level and national level. It's as simple as that. I practice it at the family level. We should practice it at the ward level, district level, provincial level, national level. It works. It does work. So may I say this is an election year. There will be free, fair, credible elections this year. There will be free, fair, credible elections this year. Who will make that possible? It's us all. No violence. You hear somebody talking violence, look at them with a squinty eye. You are not a Zambian. That staff of pangas, that staff of sticks, stones, what we saw in 2021, we do not want it ever again in this country. We do not want it ever again. It's you, the people, who decide, councillors included. We are one family. Elections must not lead us to bleeding each other, maiming each other. Elections must not divide us. Elections must allow us to choose the best leadership that will deliver for the people. Tantamen is gone. Banabahes, Tantamen is gone. But yet there's cash for work. Yet there's social cash transfer. Yet there's CDF. Have you seen what we've done? Replace Tantamene and hooliganism with orderliness, with instruments that are legal to support you. Social cash transfer, cash for work, CDF support, loans in there. Utilize those things. Councillors, again, you are critical. Local government minister have already issued instructions. Every constituency must have a loans officer to assist people to apply for loans, to work with these councillors so that they can assist the communities on filing forms. Hear me out. Can assist the communities at each constituency to help them to file forms, because some members of the community cannot read. They don't read English. They don't know how to fill a form. It will not cost us much by putting an officer in every constituency. I think I've already discussed that with you. In every constituency, Mr. Kangwa, I spoke to you already. You are convincing. Say so. I want people to hear. What are you doing? Put your mic there.
The President, the conveyance has already begun to change from cabinet and the MD and the process of instruction. So definitely we'll have to.
All right. What the Secretary of Cabinet is saying, the President's instruction is being implemented through what they call conveyancing, so that you, the councillors, now take that message back to the people that there will be a loans officer in every constituency helping communities how to fill forms, how to support their needs, so that their applications can be accepted easily or easier. Some people lose out, but it's you, the councillors, who are critical in this issue, and the MPs. That's why really, I'm not sure why there should be a fight between the councillors and MPs. We should all work together. Or councillors and mayors, the council chairmen, we should all work together. Each one has a role to play. We work together for the good of the people. So, now, with that, I am saying this election, coming, we must run it in a way that citizens will be proud that we are competing to serve. We are competing to deliver chitukuko. We are Ntanshi, Zwelo Pili, Bukomo, Lusumpuko. That's the competition we want. Even those colleagues in opposition, bring something to the table. What is your policy which is better than free education? Tell us. What's your policy better than CDF? Tell us. What is the policy better than cash for work? Tell us. And the people will make a decision. We don't have to call each other names. We don't have to call each other isms. Let us unite this country around development, not noise. Councillors, we want orderliness in the council chambers when you are meeting. Not chairs are flying there, throwing at each other. This president wants to see an orderly Zambia, a Zambia that thinks through things, a Zambia that makes decisions based on sensible debates, how to allocate the money. You have seen calmness in the country now. I've been saying to students, don't go in the streets. Come to State House. And they come to State House. And today you hear them saying, Bali is our friend. It's because of the way we are engaging them. And we listen to them. And that's why we restored meal allowances. Let's talk about our challenges. Let's not fight. Let's compete based on service delivery and policies and vision. Based on vision, rather. Simple. I hope you will reflect on these messages when you go back, so that you provide the leadership, frontline leadership, councillors. Provide first-line leadership, right? So, let us continue loving each other. Let us continue caring for the people that we serve. I repeat what I said. God put us together for a purpose. He put the Lundas there. They speak like speaking Chinese. It's a gift from God. Mudingahi. Mudingahi. Chuaimani. Chachuahi. Madimbeka. Kumadiki. What a beautiful language. Zambian language. Namwanga, Mambwe, Nyika, Tumbuka, Senga, Nsenga, right? Ngoni Cheva, Silozi Luyana, Kwangwa, Suvia. Most of you don't know. There are 33 ethnic groups in Western Province. Totela. But we are one people. When you want to marry, you don't even ask what language the suitor is. You see a beautiful girl, you just say, when we come to saving the country, you start bringing isms. No, that one is Lozi. No, that one is Lubale. That one is Ngoni. No, that one is... Many of you don't even know. If I say, how many of you know that is soccer there, she will know. Has a couple of ethnic groups in a soccer there. Some of you don't know what is Nyika. It's there. Right? Lambia. How many of you know that we have Lambias? We love you. We love you, madam. From here, go back and tell them that HH loves Lambias. Right? Loves Nyikas. Mwibe pa yo. We love you so much. Clap for her. She has a right to be president of Zambia because that's the decision God made to put Lambias here. Where do you want Lambias to go? Some of you hold meetings organized. No, we don't want that group. We don't know that group cannot rule the country. Wena. One Zambia, one nation. Let's love each other. God's gift. Kalila there. Kalila. Huh? If you ask him to speak his language, beautiful. I understand. I understand. But someone will say, no, we don't want people like Kalila. What has he done? He's a citizen. Decent citizen. Medical doctor, that one. One Zambia. Kalila, stand up. Use the mic. Use the mic. Greet people in your local language. Afternoon, it's afternoon now. Greet people. Just shout, they will hear. They will hear, shout. One Zambia. I am truly serious about this issue. We want people. God put us together. He loves us all. We love our God. We love each other. If you hate God's creature for a decision they did not make, what are you? Who are you? What message are you sending to God? You're saying, God, you shouldn't have created that one. Let's embrace each other for development. I want to simply say, let us deliver. Let's continue to deliver. Love, care, delivery. Number 4, more work is to be done. A lot more work. Let us be positive about our country. I was swearing in ambassadors. You find some high commissioners in foreign countries, there's a party, they're the last ones to leave in the party and they're drunk, they're staggering. So people say, oh, this is how Zambians behave. This is how HH behaves. Let's be responsible people. Councillors, your leaders, let's be responsible. Don't be the last one in the bar. And you are staggering home. You are even inviting criminals to follow you, isn't it? This development trajectory we have seen, we must not drop the ball. We don't want to go back to debt distress. We don't want. This country and children of this country expect us to continue the development trajectory, not to regress, not to go backwards. We cannot be debt restructuring every now and then. The late President Mwanawasa did it, HIPIC. Then debt came back with vengeance, irresponsible leadership. Now we are here and struggled to achieve debt restructuring. The first in our group to achieve debt restructuring, yet we came last, was Zambia. Now we need to reap the benefits. That painful process. It's actually embarrassed. I'm very, very embarrassed about the debt situation we found ourselves in. And let's not go back there. Let's get our country where it should be. Amongst the best in the League of Nations. We are not secondary to anybody. You must feel it in your heart. I'm not talking about pride. I'm talking about comfort levels that you are not secondary to anybody. Each one of you councillors must know that you are good and you can help your ward to develop. Zambia is ready for takeoff. I can tell you that. Those of us who read these parameters, positive convergence of variables, we're ready for takeoff. Let's not disturb this journey. Let's not disturb it by throwing in other things. Let's just throw salt for the food to taste better. Salt sana, salt sana, salt sana, salt sana. Salt sana, salt. Malozi barona, salt sana, salt sana, salt sana. Salt sana. Vene kopala, salt sana, salt sana, salt sana. Avena Ruapula, salt sana, salt sana. Northern, salt sana, salt sana. Muchinga, salt sana, salt sana. Muchinga, where are you? Salt sana. Right? Central, salt sana, salt sana. Avena Lusaka, salt sana, salt sana. The wise men from the eastern province, salt sana, salt sana, salt sana. Southern, salt sana, one Zambia, one nation. Let us work as one team. Team Zambia. No other team, it's only Team Zambia here. No other. No Fimbi, yo. Team Zambia. I think I have said my bit. I want to thank the councillors. Really, really indebted to you. I was calculating, I love my numbers. Out of the councillors that we have actually more than 96% turnout here. Over 96% turnout. Truly, we are one family. Mwende bwino. Mwende bwino. Mwende kaboto. But all the things we've agreed here, we've discussed, there are people taking notes here. We will take care of all those things. We have a leadership of the council. Then we'll look at one by one, how do we address those issues. May God bless you all. May God bless Zambia. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Mr. President. We may be seated. And now, to deliver a vote of thanks, I would like to call upon Councillor Elita Nyirenda from Pangwe Ward, Gatete.
Thank you very much. Muli bwanji, muli uli. My name is Elita Nyirenda, Councillor from Pangwe Ward in Katete. As guided, I will ride on the protocols already observed. A tribute to visionary leadership. Your Excellency, Mr. Hakainde Hichilema, the President of the Republic of Zambia. We are grateful for inviting us to this great engagement meeting. We don't take it for granted, for it is one of its kind. And this is because you value our input. It is with profound humility and a heart full of gratitude that I stand here on behalf of rural civic leaders and these serving in the city municipalities to offer this vote of thanks. Thank you for considering the improvement of our working condition, Mr. President, because we have had a very tough going. We really appreciate the consideration. Today we do not celebrate a speech, we celebrate the visible transformation that has reached the furthest corners of our motherland. For social and infrastructure development, Your Excellency, for decades, rural Zambia felt like a distant observer of national progress. But today, the narrative has changed forever because of your good leadership. We thank you for the CDF revolution by increasing the Constituency Development Fund from a mere 1.6 million in 2021 to 40 million per constituency in 2026. You have indeed put the power of directly. These funds are being distributed equally across the constituencies and the nation, unlike the way it was in the past. Infrastructure dignity. We see the Smart Villages initiative crossing the digital gap and the massive construction of over 279 health facilities, including 115 mini hospitals and 131 health posts, many of which are now ensuring 24-hour care. Connectivity. We celebrate the improvement of over 7,000 kilometers of rural feeder roads and the completion of major trade corridors like Chingola, Kasumbalesa, and Mozeniko Road, which are vital to our local economies. We also believe Katete-Chanida Road will be given the desired attention and all other important roads that we have in this nation. Your leadership has proven that no Zambian should be left behind, especially during our most difficult hours. We are really deeply moved by social protection expansion. The expansion of social cash transfer to 1.5 million households and doubling of its value has provided critical lifeline for our most vulnerable. You also gave our local contractors an opportunity to be given contracts, and our local people are benefiting and are becoming rich, Your Excellency. We appreciate. Resilience in crisis. We thank you for the Cash for Work program, which has extended through 2026 to help our families recover from devastating effects of the recent droughts. Because of your swift response, no life was lost to hunger in our communities. Indeed, you love the people of Zambia, Mr. President. Educational equality. The board policy of free education and the recruitment of over 41,000 teachers has ensured that the child in a remote village has the same opportunity as a child in the city. As a vision for 2026 and beyond, Your Excellency, you have often said much effort leads to much prosperity. We have seen the effort, and we are starting to harvest the prosperity. As we approach 2026 general elections, we, the civic leaders on the ground, recognize the foundation you have laid is too precious to be disrupted. We wish you to great success in the upcoming polls. The people of our rural wards and are witnesses to the barley who delivers. We believe that your continued mandate is not just a political necessity, but a developmental one, to ensure that every project from the Mamba Phase 2 project to upgrading of our chief's palaces, like that of Chiefess Kawaza in Katete, reaches its glorious completion, and many other projects. Your Excellency, as honorable councillors, we are sure of retaining our seats because of visible developmental projects in our wards and across the nation. Your good leadership, Mr. President, we really appreciate it. Thank you for also assuring us of a violence-free election. And this has actually made more women to participate because of the conducive environment, Your Excellency. Looking at the great many things that we have done, which we cannot continue to mention one by one, Mr. President, we as councillors, therefore, we would like to endorse you for presidency. We endorse you for presidency, Mr. President, because of your good leadership. We really appreciate and we want to continue seeing Zambia forward. Thank you very much.
Thank you so very much for that rousing vote of thanks. Very well delivered by Councillor Elijah Nyerenda from Pangwe Ward, Katete. I believe this has been an afternoon very well spent.